Well, welcome everyone to the info session tonight. I'm going to be going over a lot of different information for the department that I represent. I am the engineering discipline chair here at the College of DuPage. I've got a lot of wonderful things to hopefully share with you about our fantastic program. I ask you to bear with me a little bit tonight. I am flying solo. Typically, you would have Rio Almeria, who is our admissions representative, but unfortunately she is down with the flu today. So there is an entire team behind me, I assure you, but I will be doing the job of a couple different people this evening. A couple of housekeeping things. As you have already mentioned, the chat is disabled, as are your microphones. I can undisable them if we need to, but probably the best way to do things is if you have questions as we go along, please put them in the Q&A portion of the Zoom here. A couple of you have already responded on that, so I do know that that is working properly. As we go through things, please just continue to put those questions in there. I will take periodic breaks and hopefully answer your questions. The most important thing that I can do here tonight is answer your questions. And so I tend to get to all of those as time allows. Without further ado, let's get rolling here. The PowerPoint is pretty short. We could also delve into the website, take a look at a lot of the resources that we have available to help students be able to, number one, maybe pick a major, and most importantly, be able to see all of the different classes that we have here at College of DuPage. We are the largest engineering department at a community college in the Midwest. We're 3 full-time faculty strong, and we have pretty much all of the intro to engineering that could be available at the university level for the freshman and sophomore coursework. We can cover all the majors pretty much at freshman and sophomore level. A lot of the majors take many of the same required courses. It is important to note that engineering is a very prescriptive degree program. There are not as much choice in terms of the things that you must take, especially during the freshman and sophomore level coursework. So we've tried to make this as easy as possible. My goal as a faculty member is to make sure that my students do not take things that aren't going to count toward their bachelor's degree. So that's a little bit about us. Here is our nice, beautiful campus. Let's go ahead and click over to the next slide. I've got a short video here. Why don't I play that to kind of highlight our program?
Engineering is all around us. Every day, everywhere we go, we can see and touch something that has been designed by an engineer. But what does it mean to study engineering? An engineering student studies computers and programming. An engineering student studies science and physics, math, and learns to understand calculus. And most of all, an engineering student is curious about shaping the world. If you're one of these people, the engineering program at College of DuPage is waiting for you.
We are able to offer pretty much all of the freshman and sophomore coursework that any major university would offer. Students should expect to get a very rigorous and well-founded education that will help prepare them to succeed when they transfer after 2 years.
We have a whole bunch of different types of engineering: mechanical, civil, and electrical, which are the big three. But we also do industrial engineering, biomedical engineering, chemical engineering, and stuff like that as well.
The huge advantages of COD's engineering program is we have all the courses that you need, and it's a better experience. The other thing is that all the professors here came here because they love to teach. We actually enjoy teaching so much that we focus on teaching as our career.
Students studying engineering at College of DuPage sharpen the skills they'll need to be successful in transferring and completing a bachelor's degree in their chosen area of study. Instructors are dedicated to providing resources and making sure each student understands course material.
Being in a room with 30 people is so much less intimidating than being in a room with like 250 people. I knew that if I didn't understand something, there's a really good chance that other people also didn't understand. So it was more of a tight-knit community that helped each other learn.
The instructors are amazing. I had the same professor for the 4 semesters that I've been here, and having such a close connection with like a professor that you see all the time helps a lot. If you need help, they will literally have like a tutoring session with you and help you with whatever you need.
College of DuPage provides a hands-on approach to studying course material and also encourages students to pursue various clubs and internships available within a student's major. There are several opportunities for any student to get involved in and out of the classroom. Special transfer programs are also available for engineering students at College of DuPage, guaranteeing admission to select universities upon completing the necessary COD courses and meeting GPA requirements. Engineering is everywhere. Intelligent and innovative people design and create extraordinary things every day in this dynamic and growing field. Engineer your future. Get started at College of DuPage.
The nice thing about the video is it does give you some live shots of our labs. It gives you some live shots of the students in action, some of their robots, the Engineering and Technology Club. There's just a lot of really neat things that are here at COD. Let's go through a couple of other wonderful things that are hopefully why you came to this info session today. The first one is engineering pathways. So I am an Illinois grad. I have 3 degrees from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So it is my distinct pleasure to be the faculty lead for this particular program. We were one of the founding members of Engineering Pathways. It has since been expanded just recently to all 48 community colleges in the state of Illinois. It is a select admissions program, meaning that you have to apply out of high school primarily. The application details here, the final deadline is going to be April the 5th, but we will do applications and admissions on a rolling basis. So the application will open on January the 5th, I believe, right after the new year. Students can apply at any time. They can complete all of the different application steps, which I'm going to go over in a second. And then we will continue to admit them into this particular program. Now, it is worth noting that this is becoming the primary and only way to transfer to the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. Technically, they still have a normal quote-unquote transfer program, but the university has gotten so exclusive with transfer students and the Engineering Pathways program is now available to all community college, that this is the primary way our students can go to Urbana after doing 2 years at the College of DuPage. The things that are great about the program, you get dual advising. We have special advisors assigned at the COD and at the University of Illinois. There are job shadowing and internship type programs. There is a guaranteed scholarship for students that graduate with a 3.8 or higher or leave College DuPage with a 3.8 or higher. And the biggest thing is it's now become a guaranteed major program. As long as you meet the requirements, you are guaranteed your major going into the University of Illinois. Now, what are those requirements? The flip side is it is rigorous. You must take the required classes that are set out by the University of Illinois. You must achieve a B or higher in all of those required classes and maintain a 3.5 technical GPA. The biggest thing that I think students struggle with is making sure to keep those A's and B's. And so it is a rigorous program. It is, that's why we have select admissions. And but it is a great way to enter into the Illinois Granger College of Engineering and to be able to do so by getting smaller class sizes, closer to home, all of the benefits of College DuPage, especially the tuition. Here are the 3 faculty members that we have representing the engineering department. You saw them all in the video. I am Scott Banjovic. My information is up there, and I am a civil engineer by trade. So I did water resources when I was in industry. I have been teaching at College DuPage for over 10 years. I've been a full-time professor now for about 8, maybe 9 now. Alyssa Pasquale is our electrical engineer, so she teaches most of the electrical classes. We are actually one of the few in the state that have an electrical dedicated faculty member for electrical engineering. It allows us to offer about 6 different electrical classes that I know of no one else in the community college that can do that many. And then Dr. David Smith is our most senior professor here. He is a mechanical engineer by trade, and does a lot of wonderful things in that particular industry. Here are the engineering advisors. We have 2 dedicated counselors that are in the counseling department. They meet with our students in addition to the faculty members to help make sure that the students are on the right track in terms of coursework, make sure they're progressing through their studies. These 2 lovely ladies are also fantastic in terms of encouragement and suggesting time management skills, and just a lot of wonderful coaching that happens here at College of DuPage. So why COD? $140 per credit hour. It's hard to beat. We are actually now about the middle to the bottom end of community college tuitions in the state. That means that you're paying roughly $450 to $500 per class, as opposed to, you know, 10 times that at the university level. If you look at 1 semester or a full year, you're looking at $2,100 or $4,200. I believe the full year's tuition at the University of Illinois right now is somewhere around $18,000, if not more. So that we're just very, very fortunate to be able to offer this to the District 502 and to be able to serve the community. We also have phenomenal facilities, which I personally very much enjoy as a professor. There are a lot of other things in this presentation that we can walk through. We can also walk through later on, but there are the opportunity for scholarships. I'm happy to direct you toward Rio, or if you'd like to send me an email after this, but this is just a reminder that they exist. You can get different need-based and academic-based scholarships to even cover that tuition that we were talking about before. So here are a couple of the examples. The Presidential Award is 2 years of full in-district tuition. Board of Trustees Award is $2,500, and the Dean Scholar Award is $1,000 per year. And the requirements are 3.5 and a 4-point scale, or 4.75 and a 5-point scale in your high school. So just phenomenal opportunities to be able to pursue a high-quality degree for the least amount of money possible. In addition to the University of Illinois, at Urbana-Champaign, we have other transfer programs. We have guaranteed transfer programs with the University of Illinois at Chicago and with Illinois Tech. We have a guaranteed transfer program with Purdue at West Lafayette in civil engineering. We also work very hard and are very fortunate. The state of Illinois actually has what's called the Illinois Articulation Initiative, whereas as long as you take classes that are deemed IAI equivalent in Illinois, all of the universities that offer engineering in Illinois will accept those credits. It's actually one of the ways that Illinois is kind of leading the pack in the nation. We are very flexible in terms of transferring between state institutions. So it's one of the plus sides of Illinois for sure. And so there are 8 different institutions that have accredited engineering programs in the state of Illinois. There's Northern Illinois, there's the University of Illinois at Chicago, the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Illinois Tech. There is, let's see, what am I missing? Northwestern, Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, Southern Illinois, Carbondale, and Bradley University. So those 8 programs are currently accredited, and you can find pretty much, I think there's something like 40 different degree programs between all of them. We also have different relationships with Iowa State and the University of Iowa, the University of Wisconsin-Madison. We've sent students to Marquette, to Milwaukee School of Engineering. So there are a variety of different engineering schools in the Midwest within about a 2 or 3 hour drive from the Chicagoland area that our students actively seek out. So the only program that you need to apply to if you would like to participate in it out of high school is the Engineering Pathways program. The rest of the direct transfer programs, you can come to College DuPage, become a College of DuPage student, take your classes, and as long as you're progressing along the career path, and then after your freshman or sophomore level, you can then transfer on to all of the different institutions that I have mentioned. The reason we focus on engineering pathways here is because you need to apply out of high school. That is the one exception to the rule. Here are the different parts to the application. First thing, apply to the College DuPage. Next, you can complete your math placement test. You can do that right now. You don't have to wait for the application to open up at the University of Illinois. You can do these two things as we speak. So you can apply to COD, you can start taking the necessary math placement tests, you can submit your high school transcripts and your ACT. After January 1st, when the application opens at the University of Illinois, you will have an additional application to apply to the Pathways program with them. So it's all lumped into the same program. It's exactly the same program. You just need to make sure that you complete their application and make sure you apply to COD and take the math placement tests. So you can see I know it seems a little overwhelming, but there's 7 different things here, just making sure you send the right things at different places. Now, the one thing I want to make sure here is if you apply to the University of Illinois, just complete the regular freshman application. That is different than the Pathways application. So you need to do both if you're interested in this program or you're interested in going to Urbana as a freshman. I think you will find that the Engineering Pathways application is shorter than and a little bit easier than the regular university application. So here's a couple more details, and all of this is on our website. You can register for the placement test through our testing center. All of this will be available to you. You can complete the application for COD, like I said, as we speak. And then being able to do the placement test. The placement test is probably the most time intensive and most important part of the application process. Why do you need to take the ALEKS placement test? We need to be able to understand whether or not you're calculus ready. So it's all about placement in math is what the ALEKS test is all about. So the filing period for the entire application, again, you can do the application to College DuPage first. You can take the placement test as we speak. But by January 5th, the University of Illinois will have their application open for the Engineering Pathways program. And you must have it completed by April 5th to be considered in next year's cohort. So those are the important dates. If you would like to, are interested in any of the other wonderful opportunities we have at College DuPage, those you can come here, become a freshman engineering student, speak more with us as professors or with the counselors, and we can get you to an engineering bachelor's degree. Well, you can get you to an engineering bachelor's degree, but we can provide the pathway to do that at a lot of different schools here in the Midwest. Here's a couple important email addresses. This one is pathways@cod.edu for all of the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign questions. And that I'm going to leave up here while I answer some of the questions that have come into the chat. So, a couple things. You mentioned that this program is available to all community colleges. Does this include Triton Community College? Alec, that's a fantastic question. Triton College, I believe, is a community college, just like all the rest of us. It's the district to the east of us. Yes, the district to the east of us. So I believe that will be rolling out at Triton College as well. Now, the thing that will be interesting, they're just now, the University of Illinois is just now expanding this out to a lot of the different community colleges. There were 8 involved with the program as of last year. Now they're going to go to 48. So I'm sure there will be a little bit of a process to make that available to everyone else. Does COD accept international students to the engineering program? Yes, we do, definitely. Do we need to submit official SAT, ACT scores for the Engineering Pathways application, or do we self-report our scores? That is a good question. I believe you can self-report your scores to us, but I don't quote me, but I think the University of Illinois does require the official scores to be in. So I will need to get back to you on that. Maybe that is probably worth sending an email to pathways@cod.edu. I just want to make sure that I have the correct information as far as that's concerned. All right, so we answered. What other questions can I answer? Can AP credit be used to meet program requirements? The answer is yes and no. So because the University of Illinois is such a difficult institution to transfer into in terms of the standards that are set, you can use AP credit for things like history. You may be able to use it for things like English. The technical courses they want you to take at the College of DuPage. So if you're going to be a Pathways student, you must take calculus 1, 2, 3, and differential equations, even if you have Calc AB credit or Calc BC credit. The reason for that is they really want to make sure that you can handle the rigor of the college environment. They want to make sure you're taking the same level of classes, the same number of credits as all the other students in the Pathways program. And that is pretty immutable. It's a pretty solid requirement there. They don't have a whole lot of leeway. However, if you want to take, you can use your AP credit for things like history and certain gen eds. That is acceptable. So the answer to that is a little bit nuanced. 2 questions for the math ALEKS test. What is the best way to practice for it? Will pre-calculus in high school be a good starting point? Simon, fantastic questions. The first test you take in the ALEKS test is actually a practice test. The second, third, and fourth tests, I believe, so they have the practice test. When you register for the test, they will give you access to the practice tests online. They have practice modules. So there's a lot of different resources our testing center can provide for that. And then will pre-calculus in high school be a good starting point? I would say yes. Calculus in college is easier if you've already taken it in high school, but you should be prepared to take calculus in college if you've gotten all the way through pre-calculus in high school. So that should be just fine. Do you submit your super scored SAT score? Naomi, I wish I knew the answer to that, so I would need to get back to you. Please send an email to pathways@cod.edu. It has been a while since I've looked at SAT scores. I can tell you this, in terms of admission, the SAT and ACT is used basically to get a gauge of where you are. You know, we don't like to see super low scores, but there's nothing over a certain threshold. That is not the most important criteria for admission. When I look at admissions, I'm looking at, did you have A's and B's in math and science in high school? Because those are the best predictors of whether or not you're going to be able to do A's and B's in college. So the actual details of submitting the SAT score, please email pathways@cod.edu, and we will get back to you just so I make sure that I get you exactly the right answer. Can I take COD classes at COD prior to my graduation in spring 2024? Connor, the answer is yes. However, you cannot get ahead in things like math, chemistry, or physics, okay? If you want to be part of the Pathways program. If you don't care about engineering pathways, the answer is yes, definitely. You can take classes at COD whenever you have time and you know, you meet the prerequisite requirements. But if you want to be part of the engineering pathways program, I would recommend that the only classes you take prior to graduation would be things like history, or maybe if you want to get ahead in English, that's acceptable. The pathways, again, the requirements, they really want you to take the math and the chemistry all together as a cohort. So the idea is that all of our pathways cohort students progress through everything simultaneously. So there's no getting to Calc 1 is really the goal for freshman year, being included in the pathways program. But we don't want to see you really go ahead of that necessarily. Hopefully that answers. What kind of scholarships are there for COD? Let me go back to the whole list of them. So here are all kinds of different possibilities for COD. There are 3, these are all academic based, I believe. And then there's a wide range of merit-based scholarships. So there's need-based, there's volunteer service-based, there's all kinds of things. And so we have an actual thing that you can fill out, and you can see what's available and what might apply to you. But for sure, these ones listed here are pretty common ones that a lot of our students get. Can you apply directly to U of I and also to COD Pathways? Absolutely, Luke. Yes. But make sure you do both applications. So you can't choose, let's say you get accepted in February into our Pathways program and U of I also accepts you. You can then weigh your options, whether or not you want to be part of the Pathways program and do 2 years with us, or go to the University of Illinois Urbana, or if you would like to go straight to Urbana as a freshman. Both of those are options, and many of our students that are accepted into the Pathways program do weigh those options, especially if they've received an admissions from the University of Illinois directly. If you apply to UIUC by the 5th of January, how early do you know you're accepted? Fantastic question on that. If you have all of your application materials, you need to have everything filled out, all the grades. Let me go back to the slide that has all of that information on. All of these bullets all checked and everything is done. We try to roll through them every 2 weeks or so. So it should be a relatively quick process. The first round of admissions doesn't usually occur till about the 1st of February. It takes us a while because there's the holiday break and things going on. So the first round of admissions is in that 1st or 2nd week of February. Then after that, we kind of every 2 weeks continue to roll through the applicants. I think I answered Luke's question about being accepted into both. Yes. All right, other questions? Hopefully this has been useful. I apologize for not hearing the video right off the bat. Anyone else have any more questions? One last thing before, well, maybe some other questions are filtering in. I'd like to direct you a little bit to our website. If you just Google College of DuPage Engineering, there's a lot of really good things on our website that might be of use to you. The ones I really want to focus on are the transfer guides. We have broken down by major the types of classes that you would take and the entire path that you would follow at College DuPage. And so if you click on, I'll do my favorite, which is civil engineering. We have these nice flowcharts that give you an idea of what you would take in a full 2 years at College DuPage. There's a little bit of nuance based on what university you will end up transferring to. If it says all, that means all universities are going to require that at Illinois. You'll notice down here it says UIUC, only Urbana wants that one. Here it says UIC, only University of Illinois Chicago wants that one. So there's some nuance here that we will help you, guide you through when you become one of our students. But I think that's a great resource to kind of take a look at what's available. Other things that are probably useful here. Our contact information is all here. Well, that's the general contact information. Our contact information is in the stories there as well. Let's see. You can see a lot of the different course descriptions if you'd like to take a look at all the things that are available here at COD. So there's a lot of good things on our website. So hopefully that is also another useful resource as well. Let me go back to the PowerPoint so that I make sure at least I leave you with the correct email information. Let's go back to questions. will you post a recording of the session afterwards? I could make this recording available as well. I need to decide where, so I'm going to talk to my colleagues in the admissions department, and we will figure out where we can display this as well. The slideshow, we can make that available as well. The other thing is you will get a follow-up email after the session because we have all of your information, I think, at this point. If not, please feel free to just email pathways@cod.edu and we will send you the slides. But I need to get, unfortunately, again, I'm flying solo this evening. The person that would be handling that is in our admissions department. And so she'll gladly send you the slides and or a recording of this if you'd like to view it afterwards. So we could send out a link and or the slides, no problem. Well, thank you. I think a few of you have said at least this is helpful, so I am glad. Please, your first point of contact there, pathways@cod.edu. That'll give you directly to the wonderful admissions expertise of Rio Almeria. Again, let me flash a couple of other names up here on the screen. The other two I will point you to especially are the two counselors. They can help with course selection, and they've been working with us on this particular program and the engineering department in general for years. So please feel free to reach out to any of the resources that are available here. With that, I'll leave you with this particular slide up here for now. If you would like to drop off, that's fine. I'll leave this up here for another minute or so, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us.